program. So I'm just going to turn it over to you and have you introduce yourselves. Obviously, what you've kind of seen through the program, whatever you want to, introduce yourself with.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'm Sue Tate. I am now 74 years old. I was 73 when we started this program. I never really had a problem with weight, I thought, until I got older. And I saw a picture of myself in St. George in a swimsuit this summer that just made me sick. And that was kind of an impetus to do something about this. We saw a friend of ours on Facebook, probably doing a very similar video to what we're doing. And he had lost, I think, 85 pounds. And we didn't even recognize him on Facebook. And we wanted to know how he had done that. And that's how we found you, Jared, is from our friend we go to church with who had lost so much weight. I have lost, as of the end of the program, or I'm still in it, I guess, as far as watching what I eat, I've lost 24.9 pounds, went from 148.9 to 124. That's not my high school weight, but it's plenty small enough. My high school weight would be too small. So that's the way we feel about it, or how I feel. It's just an amazing program. I won't tell you it's easy, but it is certainly doable. Go ahead.
Good, thank you. Well, I'm Don Tate. I'm obviously belong to her. In any case, first of all, I have to thank Jared. He led us in the correct direction. I've looked at different programs probably all of my life that I can remember. I'm sure as a teenager I was aware of it, but not in terms of losing weight. I have never really had a weight problem like some people think about. However, in life, as you go along, and now I'm 78 years old, I realize that sometimes you don't think about it because you're not actively thinking about what you should be eating, doing, and so on. I've always been an active person, so it's never been like I don't just sit there all the time. I don't think I've ever just sat around and watched TV and sat in a rocking chair. That's not the style I live. But in any case, I started out. I weighed all my life. Typically, throughout most of my life, I weighed around 160, something like that. High school years, a little bit less. And as I got older, I might go up to 170. But then time goes by and you don't think about it. And then suddenly you wake up one day and you're sitting and looking at Facebook and you realize, oh my gosh, that's the guy that I know. He's just down the street. And so I think, good heavens. And I say, Sue, come take a look at this. So she did. And so thankfully to Jared and this other person, and we have him to thank for it, his family, he set a great example. I saw him in church one day and I thought, is that the guy I'm thinking about? And yeah, that's the guy right there. I couldn't believe, and he looked healthy. So there's a difference between looking healthy and skinny. And I thought he really looked healthy. So I thought to myself, well, if he could do it, I could do it. At least I thought I could. So we got on the phone. I called Jared, and I've never mentioned this to Jared, but Jared appeared to be a bit skeptical, like, why are you calling me? Where did you come from? So I crawled out of the hole and called Jared, and it's probably one of the best calls I've made in my life. So I have him and his family to thank for this, because I can assure you he has led us in the right direction. So my weight came down exactly like he told me it would, because I was eating properly. Not that I was eating less, I was just eating properly, because as Sue mentioned, a person can eat and eat and eat all day long, but whatever they want, and not even eat a lot. They just eat the wrong food. So I think that the most important thing I've learned in the whole time is make your choices wisely. And he tells you exactly how to do that. So I typically, when I don't know what I'm doing, I just follow somebody else's direction, because they already figured it out and I don't have to take time to figure it out. So he figured it out, and it's called Eating Like People Used to Eat many years ago. Probably about time my age, when I was growing up, you're eating what you should. And so somewhere from prehistoric times to now, I got away from that, but now I'm back on track, and I've lost, I think, about 33 pounds, something like that. So I'm down to about 161 now. So I'm just where I was almost all of my life as I was growing up, and I still remain active. The only difference is I'm eating way I should be eating, and actually enjoy it. So if the food tastes good, it's like people quit smoking, they taste your food. Well, I never did smoke, but I can taste the food. It tastes great. So thanks, Jared. Appreciate
it. Yeah, of course. Awesome. Those are great, fantastic introductions. And I love your guys' progress that you've seen. And obviously you guys are conscious and have always wanted to, be healthy. I know you're active, you like to move, you guys like to get out. And so now it's just, let's, optimize every part of our health and get to the point where you can continue doing those things at a great weight as well. But it's bigger than that. I love what you mentioned, Dawn, is it's about health, right? And that's our goal, is to get healthy and stay there, right? Regardless of age. So, and you guys are great examples too of people as they get older, they think, well, is it going to work for me? I'm in my 60s, I'm in my 70s. Is it going to work for me? My metabolism's slow, blah, blah. We tell these stories about ourselves. So I love to hear the progress. So awesome. Now, before joining the program, kind of leading up, over the years, I know you guys mentioned a little bit, but as far as things you had tried before when weight did become an issue, what was your kind of experience with weight loss before, as far as things you tried or results you had typically seen?
Well, I didn't really try to begin with. Okay, my idea of trying was eat a smaller order of fries versus a larger order of fries, because that meant I'm trying. Okay, and so instead of eating a bigger hamburger, I'd have a smaller hamburger and fries, but I'd make sure I was dieting because I had a Diet Coke to top that off.
Yeah.
Kind of like an oxymoron in life. But again, I think that's the way some people think. I did. And I thought, well, I'm not eating that much. How can I be gaining weight? Must be doing something wrong. And some of the things that Jared introduced are really important to understand. And that's things that come into your life that you don't really think about, like stress, things like this. These just stressful life, whatever. Okay. But those things do add into your life and cause you to gain weight. And it's not what you eat all the time, it's how your lifestyle. So it goes back to what Jared said. It's a healthy lifestyle, including mentally and emotionally healthy lifestyle. And we get along, I hope, really great. So yeah, we get along just fine. So thank you, appreciate it. So we get along just fine. So all those things are factors. So look at your entire lifestyle of how you live, how you think, how you feel about things, and aim yourself in the right direction. You can do it. I mean, if I could do it, anybody could do it. Okay, trust me, that's true.
I think we thought too, we could exercise our way to less weight. And we did that one time. I was thinking about this earlier today. It was about 5 years ago. We rode our road bikes 2 hours a day. Well, my gosh, that just took up our whole life. I mean, wherever we went, we had to haul those bikes. I hated it, but I would do it because I did lose some weight from that. But I was scared to death most of the time. It wasn't a pleasant time to enjoy. But that's the other time that we were in fairly good shape. But recently we had tried exercising and we still weren't losing any weight. And that's what we've learned too, is that you can't exercise your way to a healthy lifestyle. It has to be with good food. You can't eat Astro burgers every night with onion rings and French fry sauce and exercise it away the next day. It just doesn't happen. And that was a real lesson to us because we didn't understand that.
Yeah. And in the last 6 weeks, have you guys, I mean, other than some walking and things, have you guys exercised?
No, we didn't at all. No. And we were doing that every morning. That was first thing we'd do. We'd get up and we'd each exercise. And now we're back now. But we didn't really have the energy all the time to do that when we were first getting on the program. But we have energy now and we don't have to exercise as hard. And another thing that I've noticed is I am at least sleeping better. I go to sleep much more quickly. I wake up probably earlier and feel better. That's been a real plus from the program.
Yeah, one thing I should mention, I don't think you've mentioned on your program because I have not listened to all of them, so I apologize for that. But in any case, for me, and Sue mentioned it this morning, she said, oh, you should bring this up. And I said, oh, that's a good point. And that is, I've had neuropathy for about 20 years or so in my feet. And so it really was just hard to walk. I really noticed that at age 60, I ran a marathon. We ran a marathon, and that's a long time ago. But that really bothered me at that point in time. So I really could not get out and run like I used to. So I just kind of backed off and I do some here, some there. But I still do it, probably more than the average person, an older person. But it really bothered me. But what I noticed, if I eat properly, and this is important for anybody who has neuropathy to understand, if you eat properly and stay away from the foods that are creating the problems to begin with, your neuropathy actually gets better. Now, I've been to a number of doctors and they do this, that, and the other, okay, and I'm happy they have their degrees and they make a living and so on, but they're not telling you what you really need to know, okay? And I'm not doing this in terms of malpractice. I'm doing this because it's the truth, okay? That I'm sure, and I've told doctors this, and they agree. Well, yeah, you're right. Okay. Well, there's not a pill to it. It's just eating properly. And you eat properly, take care of your body. Now, do I exercise? Now, yeah, I pretty much daily, 30, 45 minutes every day, pretty close to that. Walk and run type thing. Still do some biking if I can, okay, based upon my time. It's getting cold outside now. But in any case, no, I absolutely plan on doing that. So I could not do that during the weeks that we were on the program. And I didn't understand that in the first place. Why can't if I do both of them? The answer is because you're not eating enough to get up there and on a bike or run, you know. And Jared said, you can't do it. And I said, okay, I'll try it. And I'm getting really tired. So just do what he tells you to. Follow this to the letter, to the law, even if you think, I don't think so, okay? Don't outthink Jared. He's telling you the truth, okay? So thanks, Jared.
Well, and you're also there to help us. Like a couple times when I had shaky mornings, you told me to eat an apple or to make sure we had salt in the water. And we've really enjoyed that real salt too. We love the taste of it.
Yeah, real salt, by the way, is a brand. It's not like, oh, I went to the salt place and got some real salt.
Okay. Yeah, Real Salt is a brand. It's a great company. So
that's been very helpful to us.
Very cool. Very cool. So Dawn, so is the neuropathy still there? Is it lessened? Is it gone?
It's the answer is it's not anywhere near what it was. If I was to put on a scale of 0, 10, 0 having none, and 10 where it was really bothering me, I would be probably about 3, maybe some days 1.5, some days 3.294 or something, you know. So it just varies, but that would be an approximation.
And where on that 1 through 10 scale would you have fallen maybe before the process?
I was generally around normally an 8 or a 9, and some days a 10. And I wasn't doing anything to cause it. It's just when you wake up, you have it, and it bothered you. I'm saying you bothered me. Apologize. It bothered me. Even if I was sleeping, it would wake me up. And I've heard other people say that, and I thought I was the only one like that. So for those out there who might be listening and you have neuropathy, okay, just do what Jared is telling you and take your time. There's no miracle cure. It's not going to happen by tomorrow morning. It occurs over several weeks, but you will notice a difference. So evaluate that and you'll see a significant difference. I promise you that.
Yeah. Well, Don, you've never told me that. That's huge. Like,
isn't that a big deal?
A 10 to like a 2 or a 3. And it sounds like, so I just did the math. If it happened back when you ran the marathon, that was what, 18 years ago?
Yeah, about 18 years ago.
And so you've had this happen, you know, had this issue going on for about 18 years. I'm sure it's
That's correct.
For that to change in a matter of a few weeks is basically overnight, right? In comparison to 18 years, which is really
cool. And I even went to sports doctors who are recognized nationally. And I went to acupuncturists. Somebody suggested a hypnotist, and I couldn't, you know, I didn't do that. So yeah, I thought I could do it myself. So, but I went to several doctors and took several different things. And I take gabapentin, that helps out. But that, again, that's for me. If you have that, you can talk to your own doctor about that. But I do suggest that you do this. We'll call it a diet, for lack of a better term. Okay, this regimen, because it will help you out. Just do what you're being told and trust this process.
Yeah.
Wow, that's huge. Well, I love that, and it's amazing to see when you give your body the right fuel, when you give it the right things. I always say that food is medicine. And I think, many people know my dad's a doctor and he does amazing work, but I think the doctor of the future for most things is going to be the patient, is going to be the person. Now, I don't treat or diagnose anything, of course, as everybody knows, but I think we can all take our health into our own hands and just learn how to give the right inputs, the right fuel, and things like neuropathy or whatever kinds of things are going on, which is really awesome. So that's very cool.
Thanks.
It's huge. So awesome. Good. So, okay. So as you guys have gone through the process, I know you guys have done a little bit of traveling, you guys, had things, family stuff, whatever, but tell us about things that you've kind of learned along the way that have been helpful for you, or things you've kind of aha moments you've had that you go, okay, this is going to be something that's going to allow me to do this forever, right? Because that's the main thing. We don't want to just lose weight. We want to keep it off, right? So what are the things that you've learned or experienced that are going to allow you to not just lose the weight like you have, but maintain that?
Go ahead.
We've learned to cook. And we're pretty old to be learning to cook, but I've always hated it and only have done it when I had to. But we've learned to cook meats, and that we can eat meats, and we aren't fish eaters. It's a shame we're not, because that would really play well into this program, but we don't like fish. So we've done it without fish, even tuna fish. We're not big tuna fish people, but we have learned to cook, and we've simplified it. We know we need a protein, a vegetable, and a fruit for a meal. And we can do that. And we do it every meal. And we really don't have breakfast yet. We still pretty much do just lunch and dinners.
And we're not starving, by the way.
No, we're not starving. And we really like the taste of the food that we cook. And
yeah, let me bring up one important thing, okay? And you bring this up occasionally, but having been there, I understand. And that is, I think that the population I get, you will have cravings for certain types of foods, such as sweets or whatever, okay? Something that you really like. That may never go away, okay? But you have to live with the fact, can I live with that craving, or can I live with being actually overweight, not feeling healthy, and going, I'm tired and I shouldn't be tired. It's only 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I need to take a nap or whatever, okay? And I just can't do what I used to do, okay? So you have to live with the alternatives. Either live with the cravings, and you don't get them all the time, but sometimes comes up, or the fact that your lifestyle has changed so that you're not what you wanted to be and what you could have been when you're many years younger. So I would suggest, say, just, okay, you have to get over that. Treat yourself, as Jared says, occasionally, but don't go overboard. Don't lose control of it, okay? Always be in control, and you'll do just fine, okay? You go up and down in life. Everything does, okay? But in the meantime, the program works, so just go along with it, enjoy the ride, and enjoy the fact there's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to come out just fine. We did it, and nobody said, oh my gosh, these people starved to death, okay? Look at them, they're skeletons now. I'm not a skeleton, okay? I'm just here, but I'm enjoying life, and we're able to do things now that maybe older people can't always do. So again, thanks, Jared.
Yeah, and now you guys are at the point, we were talking just before we went live with this. We're having treats and snacks, and we're able to enjoy some of those. Maybe even give into a craving a bit here and there. And I know you guys had made some like sun buttered kind of Reese's things recently, right?
yes,
So
Yeah, they're great.
yeah, so and that's the cool thing, is we can still eat those things, and we can still enjoy food and never have it make us gain weight. Obviously. Now, of course, when you're trying to lose weight and reset the body, we try to be a little more specific, but as time goes on, you guys are going to look back in a year from now and 10 years from now, and you're going to go, man, that 6-week window was like nothing. And now I'm still the same weight, and I can enjoy my cookies and brownies or cakes or pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving or whatever, and and keep the weight off, which is awesome. So yeah. And it is. I love Donna said, I always say, you pick your hard. What do you want to be hard? Give it, not give into some cravings and deal with those, or deal with weight and health issues, right? We pick our hard. So yeah. Very cool. Go ahead.
It's fun to go out and buy some new clothes. Okay. And it feels good to try on clothes that actually they may make you look good. Okay. Instead of saying, do you have a size larger? Okay. So thanks again. Although it's costing me a lot of money to do that. Thanks again.
That's a good problem to have, though, right?
it is a good problem. And the measuring every day gives you a reward every day, because you do see the weight go down on a daily basis for the most part. Yeah. And then if it doesn't, you're there to help us speed things up a little bit. So that's why we could not have done this on our own. I've heard people say, oh, if that's all I'm going to eat, I'll just do it on my own. No, you won't. You have to measure it, and you have to have somebody to talk to when you feel like you really need the help. So we thank you for being there for us, because that makes the program successful.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. I really do. So, well, awesome. So I know you guys have kind of mentioned a lot of the things you've experienced through the process, as far as benefits, losing weight, all that. Anything else you guys have experienced as far as benefits, things you've seen things you've gained through the program?
It's kind of organized us. I mean, now we know to eat. I mean, eating was always something we kind of forgot about, or you just grab a hamburger or grab a candy bar or something. So now we've organized it.
Yeah, you're more organized. You have to be.
We shop better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look for the right things instead of just
Mhm.
looking for something to eat when you're hungry. You look for the right things to eat first place.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, cool. And so it sounds like it's even giving you some knowledge on knowing what to eat now, right?
Exactly.
So, which I feel like is half the problem for people. They're like, I just don't know what to eat. I have no clue where to start or what to do. And
That's right.
you hear this, you hear that. Should I do this diet or whatever? And so it's knowing what to eat and then looking for those options. So yeah,
Yes.
that's huge. Well, awesome. So I always say, like, if someone were sitting on the fence watching this, saying, well, I've looked at Jared's stuff and maybe I should, or I don't know, maybe it's not gonna work for me. Like, what would you say to someone who's looking at this, watching this, who's thinking about possibly doing the program? What would your words be to them?
Do it. Get started and do it. You will have some changes in your life. You'll have some headaches. I never had anything that was unbearable, but I had some headaches when we started. And yes, I'd get hungry, but the reward is so good because you do get to eat. And you can eat, those free vegetables, as many as you want. We've had good salads. We still have good salads. We still use the salad dressings that we made on the very first day. And it can be done. I mean, it's doable.
Yeah, she's telling the truth. Yeah. You can do it all. It's just a matter of willpower.
Well, but
and it's a matter of talking to yourself and just saying, what do I really want in life? Because you've got the rest of your life to live, and you got to live it within your own body. So the question here is if you're overweight, that produces not just, gosh, you look really overweight, although few people tell you that. Okay, you feel that way, and if you walk in front of people who are way less, the way that maybe way what you'd like to be, then perhaps you're a bit self-conscious. Okay, well, wouldn't it nice to be able to look in the mirror and say, not bad, not bad. Okay. So yeah, you can do all those things, and you have a better self-image, and you just enjoy life a lot more because you can feel better about going out and doing things and not being tired, and realize you're not going to starve to death. I don't think Jared, and I've never asked him this, you've never had anybody starve to death on the program, Jared?
I've never had anyone start at what?
Starve to death.
Oh, no, not even close. I always tell people, if you're starving, you're doing it wrong. You just need
That's
to
right.
eat it, right?
That's right.
Yeah, just eat the right foods, okay?
Yep.
And if you eat enough cucumbers, you will get full.
That's true. There's other things we can definitely eat, but if you eat enough cucumbers, you'll get full.
Right.
So awesome. Well, Don and Sue, thank you guys for being here and sharing your story. Congrats on your progress and continued progress for years to come in your health and your lives. So I'm super excited for you guys and very grateful to be part of it with you, and also very grateful that you're willing to share. So thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Jared. Thanks to you for what you did and to your family for putting up with us.
We could not have done it without you.
I appreciate that. So
thanks
again for sharing with us, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Okay,
Take care.
Take care.